Hey, it's Dr. Bob Flower, and this is the Monday, January 20th, Master Pattern Report. Uh, Reporting from beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. Wish you were here. It's beautiful, 71 degrees. Okay, let's see what we have in store for us this week. Well, first announcement I want to make is that there's something that's coming up on the Master Pattern showing up around the February 8th. Now, I hope it's on the 7th so that you can take advantage of it. But it's coming off of two significant highs of June 10th of last year and October 9th. So it's a interactive geometric pattern that we picked up with the master pattern that looks kind of interesting. I wish I could say that this is going to be a positive result. I can't say it's going to be either way, but it does look to be significant. So watch yourself on that. The 8th is next Saturday, actually, not this coming Saturday, the following Saturday. And as what happens with the Master Pattern Report, it doesn't know weekends. So it may occur on Friday the 7th or on Monday the 10th, okay? That's actually in 2 weeks, not next week. But it's significant enough to call your attention to. Again, I want to advise our people, watch the gold here. Gold is pushing up against a very important level around that 1260 level, and it looks like it's trying to break out here, and we think that gold is going to make a significant move within the year. And conceivably by mid-year, and hopefully drag silver along with it, which it usually does. And I think there will be a move with silver. Silver has been holding up under a tremendous amount of pressure. Another factor which may influence this February 8th move, I'm going to call it, is what's going on in other parts of the world. There's a report that I picked up from our intelligence that on the 31st of January, China, the China Credit Trust, may be in trouble, and that it may not be able to pay back its investors for with investments that they had made that are due on the 31st. And that's not the only particular company in China that seems to be having this problem. China is having it's had its lowest growth in 14 years, and there seems to be a liquidity crisis going on there. And if that's happening in China, you can bet your sweet life it's going to whack us here. Now, in addition to this, the Deutsche Bank is has experienced a hit. They had quite a loss this past year. So we're watching for moves that are going to impact the global market and, of course, our market. Australia also has a credit bubble, which looks like we're going to see go very soon. Of course, our good old friend Greece is acting up again, and that could just start this whole ball, ready to go. I mean, this thing with Australia is kind of a surprise, but it looks like there may be a a burst out here. Now, we're also very concerned with what's been happening with the American dollar. Um, it's weakening, it holds, it gains, it's weakening, it holds, it gains. But let me just give you an insight here. As the Federal Reserve cuts back on the QEs, and we're down from 85 billion to 75 billion, um, it's getting worse for the rest of the world. Um, their currencies, for instance, the currency play that we've talked about with Brazil and India and Russia and China, um, it's falling apart. It's not going to happen. And if the interest rates in the United States start rising, um, this will cause a significant downturn, particularly in China and places like Australia, and of course other European countries that are in trouble. Greece, Italy, Ireland seems to be pulling itself out a little bit. Spain, Portugal. Um, so the financial picture, the fundamentals are not looking good. We say, well, hey, what are you talking about? The stock market is all-time high and everything else. It's totally disconnected. One has nothing to do with the other, really. I know they basically talk about profits and dividends and whatnot, but that has nothing to do with the reality of what's going on in the world today and how much people are getting whacked and suffering. And I think that this thing with Obamacare is going to be um, the ball game. People are telling me, well, give it time, it'll work itself out and everything else. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm beginning to see a economic picture here that was very incorrectly premised. It seems like it was a bunch of amateurs who made up this do-good concept of let's help the world here, and the hell with fiscal policy and economic principles, um, because it's very unlikely that a lot of young people with money are going to go out and save or support the older people or the people with illnesses, which is what's needed to keep this thing going. And then if that doesn't happen, the administration, the government has the ability to feed into the insurance companies as they take these hits. What? Where are we going with this? And this is, I mean, the more I look at this and the more I read into this, I'm trying to put this thing out on a master pattern, but I just can't believe what I'm seeing. I mean, it's got to be wrong or incomplete, because I mean, this is showing, to be honest with you, a total disaster within the next 12 months. And I don't want to believe that. I mean, maybe it is, and I'm certainly going to play my cards on the downside here. I don't care how high this market gets. In fact, the higher it gets within the next 2 to 3 months, the more I'm going to play the downside, which is what we're doing right now. By the way, we're talking about this. Some of these plays we did a bear straddle on Procter and Gamble and on A&F, and we might go with the Nasdaq, the QQQ. We're looking at doing that before this February 8th move. I hope to get more information, and I'll keep you informed on that. But do watch the gold, do watch the dollar. The dollar may make a sudden surge here, and it's a dichotomy, because if it does, it may hurt the other economies so badly that it may boomerang back and hurt our economy. Because let's face it, we really have truly become a world economy. I mean, it's not valid anymore to say that we are all individual economic entities. We are, but we're actually more so part of the overall. So let's keep our eyes open here and watch out for these moves. Like I said, we are positive. We have purchased some options with gold and silver here, and we like the position. As I said the last time, it may weaken a little bit more here, but I just see more upside than downside. Okay, hey, listen, you guys are great. I love you all. Have a great week. Talk to you.